Beginning our day, it's April 23rd. Yeah, the schedule is still somewhat open right now. So with morning and evening pujas, we're not having the formal morning and evening pujas. The hall is still available if people want to do chanting or meditation on their own. That's most certainly a good thing to be doing. And it's good to have that structure as well. There's still a number of senior monks here, so it gives us that opportunity to spend more time with each other and reconnect with each other. And after that, we'll be able to pick up the schedule of having morning and evening pujas again. So the Dhamma, the Buddhist teachings, is very, very interesting. And it's easy to feel inspired by them. The teachings are very profound. And so we might read the teachings and then feel very inspired. And we might even feel inspired to want to join the monastery, take up the monastic life. And so that's the whole structure of the Anagarika ordination. It's like a 1-year trial period, seeing if monastic life is for you. So there does need to be that sense of renunciation. It's a test to see how much are we willing to let go of. And we do need to be able to let go of quite a lot just to make it to bhikkhu. Just to make it to bhikkhu, it means we let go of all sorts of things. And to some people, it may even seem somewhat unrealistic. But to commit to the monastic life is even just to make that step of making it to bhikkhu. It's a lot of renunciation. It's a lot of giving up of our personal freedoms in order to reach a sense of real freedom. And normally when we think of freedom, we think it's having enough privilege to be able to do what I want when I want and be able to follow the American dream and make money and be able to have a good life and retire and have enough money and do what I want when I want, travel where I want when I want. But the real freedom comes when we don't rely on all those things. All those things are unreliable. So the real freedom comes when we start to rely on what's truly reliable. We no longer rely on things that are reliable sometimes and not reliable at other times. So all the external freedoms, those aren't the refuge. If we take refuge in things that are changing all the time, then we're just bound for suffering, bound for disappointment. But if we can atahi atano nato, make a refuge unto ourselves, that's what the Buddha is pointing at that's why we end up joining the monastic life. But even if we don't join the monastic life, we can actually work towards that in whatever form we're practicing in, whether it's the 5 precepts, the 8 precepts, 10, 227, or even more than that. Then we can use that to find that internal refuge, which is reliable, which we can come back to any time. Ultimately, we would say the refuge of the knowing, of Buddho, of the awareness. And that's the thing that's truly reliable. And the triple gem, Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, on an internal level, on a profound level, where Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha are all actually one. And that is just the heart. And that's the provisions for the journey when we learn about that refuge. But it's not easy because there's the habits to really take refuge in all these external things and constantly hope that they're going to go a certain way, constantly hope that things in the country and the world are going to go a certain way. And when we constantly hope, then we constantly fear. Those things are linked together. So hope is the cause of fear, actually. So it's like Ruth Denison would say, my life began when I lost all hope. So that's, or like, it sounds really awful, actually, from a worldly perspective. Or like Lumpur Cha would say, the samana has no future. If you want to be a monastic, you have to have no future. But if normally that sounds awful in the world, if somebody was to tell you, you have no future, that means you're a loser. That means you don't have anything going for you. But if you have no future, then you're here today. If you have no hope, you have no fear either. So this is something we're trying to retrain the heart to really come home. Actually, this is the real home. So there's many, many things that could be said about this, that could be said about the Dhamma, but they're all pointing to the same thing. They're all pointing to just the real home. And we also talk about this during morning reflections, during Dhamma talks. We talk about it when we're talking about the Dhamma with each other. But then how do we actually hold it when we disperse and we go out in the work period, and then all sorts of ideas come up, all sorts of things we want to talk about, all sorts of hopes and dreams. Hope, future, hopes and dreams, that's the future. So can we come back to now? That's the real contentment, that's the real happiness. If we're able to come back to now during the work period or when we're alone at our kutis meditating, if we're able to focus on the now and really put our heart into gradually and mindfully and slowly doing what we're doing, not obsessively slow, but at a normal pace and also not rushing, then we're cultivating mindfulness at all times. And then every action we do can be incredibly satisfying. But we're not doing it if our mind is off in those hopes and dreams. And then sometimes, it's an acquired taste, but it's an acquired taste of just medicine. Like Ajahn said, nectar. It's the nectar of the present moment. And this is something worth giving importance to. Leave that for reflection this morning.